The Bulldogs open the season with a big win against Hamilton. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Millsap Bulldog Football Show, right here on S2S Sports Network, part of L4 Media, as the Bulldogs beat Hamilton 20-7 in a game that saw the offense efficient, at times sloppy, but it's the first game. But C.R. Tippy finished 13 of 24 for 248 yards passing and a touchdown. He did have 4 interceptions, but again, that's that sloppiness. That's what you're going to see that first game of a year, and especially when you're playing a defense and a team in Hamilton that's a pretty solid team. I think Hamilton's, their season is going to be into the playoffs again, and that Bulldog squad is going. And you got to like what the Millsap defense did, as on the day they limited the Hamilton to 7 points. Yeah, Dalton Golden and Morgan Birdwell each getting a sack. Brandon Savage had an interception. Tristan McKnight had a couple fumble recoveries. That defensive line and that defensive front played really well, as did the back end of the defense. Just a really good, solid win for Millsap. They now will take on Henrietta, a team that's really, really solid. This is going to be a good test for Millsap. And we're going to be talking to the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Jake Johnson, about the win against Hamilton and about the game against Henrietta. And we're going to do all that when we come back right here on the Millsap Football Show on L4 Media. Are you an athletic director or coach looking to make your locker room pop, looking to refresh your look, looking to redo your brand? Well, check out SI Design and Printing. They're going to transform your sports organization athletic facilities into what you're looking for by enhancing the student-athlete experience, boasting the brand, and honoring your past. They do that with banners, backlit signage, locker graphics, window graphics, fence mesh graphic designs, and so much more. If you need a refresh, SI Design is going to help you do that. Check them out online, sidesign.net. And hey, if you're a parent or a grandparent, they've got something for you as well, as SI Design is the leading provider of custom sports prints. They offer a variety of products, including posters, banners, canvases, and more. All you have to do is upload your high-quality studio or action shot, and SI Design will create the memory for you. For more information, all you have to do is go to their website, sidesign.net/sports prints, and you'll get all the information that you need. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in SI Design and Printing. Give them a call, 254-405-9492, or you can email them, info@sidesign.net, and tell Kyle that's Sideline to Sideline. Terry Bennett back here on the Millsap Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Jake Johnson. And, Coach, congratulations. First game of the year, first win over Hamilton. What were your thoughts?
Well, first of all, thank you. Thoughts coming out of it is it's always great to start off fast with a win, especially against a team like Hamilton. Good team, well coached. They're gonna make some noise again this year. Came out of the game excited about the win, but the great thing about your first game is you get to see all the stuff you got to work on, and we got a lot we need to clean up to go win this next one.
Your passing offense on the night, 248, 250 yards. You talk about the mistakes, but you got to be happy how the offense came out and clicked once y'all kind of got through those mistakes.
We did. We came out fast. Our offense came out, went right down the field. We jumped up 14-0. So I was excited about that. Some of the things that we've been working on since the spring, some of the concepts that we have put a focus on, we saw them show up on Thursday night, and that's always good to see that carryover. But like I said, that's one of our points of emphasis this week was to maintain our focus, maintain our level of execution, and not allow that, I guess complacency or mediocrity to creep in.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, and we always wonder what a coach says after a loss, but it's just as important what you say after a win.
Absolutely. And you should enjoy winning, and that's what we tell them. Coaches and players, man, you always enjoy, especially against a good opponent. But don't ever let the highs be too high and the lows be too low.
Well, as a coach, do you sometimes find yourself not enjoying the wins enough?
Man, before I walk off the field, I'm already thinking about the next opponent.
So see, you're not even doing what you're telling everybody to do.
This is true.
Defensively, you got to be impressed. You hold, as we talked about, a very much improved Hamilton team to 7 points. Your defensive line was living in the backfield at times Friday night.
Boy, they did. And, one thing we have felt about our defense is we're fast. We're fast and we're athletic on defense, and we played fast Friday. Was very pleased. We had a bend but don't break mentality. We had guys flying around. One of the most impressive things to me when you go back and watch the game film was our defensive linemen, their pursuit to the ball downfield. And, we had defensive linemen making tackles 8-9 yards downfield. And that's exciting when guys are flying around like that.
Well, you go from one solid offense to a Henrietta team who has maybe some of the best skill positions in 3A Division II. They lost a tough one to Windthorst, but their offense scored 34 points. When you're looking at Henrietta, what are your thoughts on the Bearcats?
What you just said when we met on Sunday as coaches, that's one of the biggest strengths that I told them is they have several guys who are very dangerous with the ball. They've got 3 or 4 guys that can score anytime they touch the ball. They play hard. They run hard. I think that's a big strength that Coach Johnson up in Henrietta, they got going for them right now.
Yeah, and for all the talk about that they've got a couple linebackers that are just absolute missiles to the ball and tackle machines. You had a good running day. We talked about the passing game, but you had a really good running day with Reed Green. What do you got to do against this defense this week?
What we have to do this week is we can't allow their movement, pre-snap movement, different alignments. We can't allow that to affect us. Their defensive line is fast too, just like you said. Their linebackers, they're very similar to us defensively. Yeah. We can't allow that to mess with us. Up front, our offensive line did a great job. I can't say enough about those guys. Over 150 yards rushing with basically a brand new offensive line. But we've been working all week on follow your rules. It doesn't matter, where they line up. You follow your rules and take it one play at a time. So that's what we have to do. Take it one play at a time and go one play, 1+ is what I always tell my guys. Just get a plus.
What's the plus mean?
You either get a plus or minus on every play.
I got you.
So just one play, 1+.
And you talk about the pre-snap stuff, and you'll hear me talk to you about this multiple times as the season goes along because it fascinates me. Every coach always tells me lining up is 90% of winning a play. What you do inside the play matters, but being in the right position inside that scheme matters. And as you talked about Henrietta, they kind of want to mess with you with that kind of stuff with their movements.
They do, and that's you can tell just by watching them. That's something that, it's almost like, hey, it doesn't matter where you are pre-snap, but here's where you need to be when the ball's snapped. And we do a little bit of that ourselves, and that can be good, but it could also be something that you may get the opportunity to catch a misalignment. Our number one rule on defense is never get beat by alignment. That's rule number one. We can never get beat by alignment. So when we play other people, we try to exploit that.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about it last week a little bit, but Hamilton, Henrietta, Archer City, Paradise, all 3 of those games, by the way, are on the road, Henrietta, Archer City, and Paradise. You really did set this schedule to get yourself ready for district this year.
Yes, sir. And it's paid off for us the last few years. Come district time, we're battle tested. We've been in dog fights. We've won. We've lost. We've just about ran the whole gambit of emotions you can run in a football season, and that's what we want. That's what we want heading into district, and it'll be no different this year. It'll be a little tougher, to be honest with you. I think our preseason schedule, the teams that we have here in year 2, I think they're all a little improved from last year. So it will be a tough climb, but we're up for it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think that this era of high school football has going for it is coaches like you realizing that the non-district should be about preparing for district and not just pumping up your win record.
Absolutely. And when we when we first started here, we were not in a position to do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were in a position to where we just had to find wins. But as the program has grown, we've been able to put ourselves in a position to change our entire mentality when it comes to our preseason scheduling.
Yeah, you bring up a good point right there. You have to kind of schedule to what you know your team is going to be, not just for the next year, but for the next 2 years.
Absolutely. There's a lot of truth to that.
Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at L4FRclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at L4FRclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. As always, we want to thank the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Jake Johnson, for joining us here on the Millsap Football Show, right here on L4 Media, S2S Sports Network. I want to also remind you that we need sponsors for this show, so please email me, Terry, at S2Ssport.com, or give me a call or preferably a text, 469-605-3658, and I'll let you know how we can get you as a sponsor on this show. I'm really enjoying doing this show, and I'm really looking forward to what Millsap will do the rest of the year. Great start, though, to the year, beating Hamilton. I want to remind you, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments for Coach or for me, email them to me again, Terry at S2Ssport.com. You can also follow our social media pages at Grant and Terry on Twitter, Sideline to Sideline on Facebook. Just type in Sideline to Sideline, or L4 Media on Twitter at L4 Media Company. On Facebook, just type in L4 Media Company. And also find us on YouTube at L4 Media Company. Now, this show is on YouTube. It's, of course, audio only, but you can still play it on YouTube if you want. I know a lot of people like to do that as they listen, or you can find us on all the podcast platforms, or you can also go to the site S2Ssport.com. And you can also listen to and watch our 3A show on YouTube, but not this week. We had some technical issues, but you can find that at S2SGrantandTerry.com. All right, well, a win against Hamilton, Henrietta. Well, we'll talk about that next week right here on the Millsap Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.